Hello loves, welcome to Fifth Dimension. So this is my first collective reading, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I've done one in the past, I can't recall. But thank you for joining me. If you read the title message and felt some sort of call towards the reading, then chances are there's a message here for you, okay? So before I get into pulling any cards, I do really quickly want to say that the energy that I was getting prior to starting the read was originally about this feeling of like still, right? Like in connection with the sense of winter and everything just be quiet and still. However, I felt it as an energy that, while almost at first was welcomed, has over time, I'm getting, become almost unbearable. And then right before I hit record, I heard the word stasis, okay? So I Googled it. And it said essentially that stasis is being at a place of standstill, right? No movement, no growth, nothing's happening. And so I got the sense that this is what you're feeling, either internally or externally, like there's some sort of standstill that at first was welcomed. I felt like it was sort of peaceful at first, but that it's become to be almost unbearable. Like there's this will in me to have seed sprout, to see the spring, like today, like right now. And so it's just sort of like anticipation. However, the main thing that I wanted to get is this is like a false perception. While it may seem or feel, however this applies to you internally or externally, that certain things or situations or feelings or aspects of your life feel at a place of stasis, that's not true, okay? Everything is growing. It's just below the surface, babe. That's what I'm getting, okay? So let's go ahead and pull you some oracles for this collective message. What does the collective need to hear? This is a timeless reading, so whenever you're drawn to it, it's meant for you. Okay, that was quick. The Divine Matrix, card number 44. You see, this card, it's always a trip for me every time I get this card, because it can have so many different meanings, right? Now, I don't have the guidebook with me, but as I'm reading it right now, it's sort of actually giving me the same vibe that I was getting with all the flowers blooming and sprouting around. But then you see this sort of like silhouette, almost as it's within the realm of imagination yet, but not having, I'm hearing the entrance to or the access to it quite yet. Let me see what else I got. I saw conclusions are within reach. What does the collective need to know? Nothing is yet set in stone. That's so funny because conclusions are within reach showed itself to me in the pre-shuffle. Nothing is yet set in stone also showed itself to me. So it's meant for a reason. It's about things. Okay, I'm seeing, you know what? And I saw this on Instagram where it was like a meme and it said what girls really want or what women really want or something like that. And it showed like this little like brass ring from like the past, but the ring actually had like multiple layers, and so you could pop it out, sort of like you see in the faded background, right? Like multi-layered and different. I'm hearing helixes, but I don't know why I'm getting such scientific terms today. Stasis and helixes. That's not, I don't know what helixes is, to be honest. I remember it's a science term, but I don't know what that means. I hope it's fitting, or I'm just going to sound really dumb. But I feel like there's so many multiple layers that are actually in, they're actually in rapid movement. It doesn't feel like, actually energetically, it feels like there is rapid movement of things, things going on. It's all, again, it's all within, right? Like I see it like soil, right? Soil, and not being able to see what's underneath there, but there's stuff going on under there. There was something else that I was gonna say, and then I got distracted. What was I gonna say? I can't recall, but it'll come to me if it's not to. Nothing is yet set in stone. Things are shifting. Oh, because I said things are actually moving faster than you realize, although it appears to you that there's no movement, and you keep looking and there's no movement, or you keep like feeling for the shift, and it's like a very subtle feeling I feel that you feel, and it's like, ugh, but then it fades. Yeah, that's what it feels. It feels like a tease. Let me know if that resonates with you. It feels like a tease. Like you get like these subtle, intuitive feelings, that energy shifting, and you're just like, okay, like it's happening. And then, or this may be external too. I'm feeling it internally, but it could resonate with you externally, right? Like you physically see some shifts happening, and then all of a sudden it's just like nothing. So take it how that resonates, but that's sort of what it feels like to me. It feels like a tease energetically that you almost have a grasp on, and you're just like, okay, because you're waiting for consistency. But then it's just not turning out that way. And that's what's making it feel unbearable. Like I said in the beginning, was the feeling that I was getting. But the feeling that like the more that I keep on tuning into this feels like the surface, and this feels like what's underneath, and I keep on seeing like that, like the I don't know. I need to brush up on some science so that I can. You're giving me such advanced images, and I can't find the words to explain them. Spinning. There's a lot of spinning in multiple directions, okay? So whatever the fancy term of that would be is what they wanted me to get, but they're just like, you need to brush up on some science. Okay. No. Just one, please. What does the collective need to know? This one. Storm warning. It's causing you, okay, you're getting like this buildup when you're feeling like this, like tease. And it's like overwhelming almost to continue feeling it. It's like a buildup each time, and each time it's almost more and more amplified with this unbearableness, if you will. There's a storm brewing. it's coming. Or I don't know. Is it coming? I don't know. Let's go ahead and see. Actually, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Messages for the collective. What do they need to? All right. Emotions. That's what I was feeling. Hold on. My battery's dying. I gotta plug it in. Okay. You know what's really funny? When I got up to go get the extension cord for the charger, I heard, I don't know if you've seen the movie Friday, where he's like a big worm, right? And he's like telling him about his money, and he's like, playing with my money is like playing with my emotions, man. So something like that. because of this card, and I heard that playing with my money is like playing with my emotions. So for some of you, this might have to do with money. Like being teased with opportunity, perhaps, or I don't know, something like that. Take it how it resonates. If it's not money, then I don't know why that came through. That was really funny because I haven't seen that movie in forever. Yeah. You know what? Okay, so this is the Five of Water. My bad. We have the Five of Water. We have the storm warning. We have heavy emotions. We have, look at these waters over here. Like, this is heavy emotion. Like, you are brewing up a freaking hurricane of emotions that are just like a stirring, right? I'm gonna say really quick that before, like when I first said, okay, like I need to like come out of my little hiatus, I need to do a reading, I feel guided to, but like energetically, I've just not been there, okay? So I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna put my very limited energy at risk. So, but I'm here, right? So where am I going with this? Okay, the title of the reading, I kept on hearing a reading for the melancholy. To do a reading for the melancholy. But then when I started the reading, I actually was just like, okay, what does the collective need to hear? And then I started going with that, feeling the hiatus, not hiatus, stasis. There's definitely a lot of heavy emotions. I don't want to specifically tap in because obviously that's going to be for everybody, but it's a very collective melancholy, and it's not like, this is like worldwide, right? This is not just to a few. There's a lot of heavy energy that we are all dealing with, right? And it's just like sometimes it's our own, sometimes it's not our own, and we're unaware that it's others around us, it's situations we're in, it's whatever. I just ask that you do what's best for you and your energy always, okay? Whoever needs to hear that. We have the Four of Water here, and then we have Self. Ooh, that's interesting that they both came out together. Oh, I was about to be like, oh my God, is she nude? No, she's not. That these cards came out together, okay? Because the energy of self, right? So tuning into yourself, which is the energy that I'm getting, because I feel like for a lot of you, you are like in like major melancholy mode, like in the process of like being in your cave, going within, you know, dealing with whatever it is that you're dealing, that's either just still in your energy lingering or that you're currently dealing with in your life, right? However that applies, either or. So really putting this energy on the self-focus is very heavy throughout. Hold on, let me drink water. So why I find it interesting is because this card, the Four of Cups essentially, right? But this Four of Water, this guy always gives me like lack of self-worth. So the fact that self and lack of self-worth are coming through together, it just feels like a fine line. Between finding yourself in a place of self-worth. I feel like it's been difficult. It's been difficult. I heard lately, okay? So maybe not always difficult, but it's something that you've been finding, you know, hard to grasp and really stay grounded in. And your self-worth is essentially what I'm getting right now. And it would explain everything, right? Because once this goes imbalanced, I mean, it allows for everything else to follow along, and it sort of feels like you're in a place of imbalance. I'm not gonna lie, but it's coming from, hold on, before I talk out of my ass, where's it coming from? The Child. Oh, this is such contrasting energy. It's like heaviness, deep thought, intellect, logic, planning, feeling, accepting, releasing, all of these energies. And then it's like, okay, so yes, the spring, right? Okay. Yes. I was about to say, because this is like beautiful, bright, new, fresh, vibrant beginning, right? That's the energy of the child. Healing, especially. Now, that's what the energy that I was getting in the beginning, where I was just like, there's this like deep anticipation for the spring. Like, I just want it to be spring right now. You just want to see some blooming, some hope, some gleam, that things are shifting. And obviously this is wanting to feel it, to grasp it, to hold it, to hear it, to know it, whatever it is, to be there already, to have that paper in your hand, to know what the next step is already. Whatever that is, however that applies for you, it's like this anticipation of just wanting to be there already, like being overwhelmed and just like over this energy, depending on how long you've been in it. Now, okay, now that I've explained what is going on, now what do we need to know about what's coming next? What advice or guidance? Let me get some decks. Where's my unicorn? Oh, there you are. And this beautiful feminine one. Okay. So let me get you advice, guidance for this energy. Mother Earth, feel loved and comforted. Yeah, this is the energy of the self, like putting your energy within. And like that message I had said about, in some cases, like needing to choose you in places where it may be difficult to do so. Or in situations where it may be difficult to do so and you're not used to choosing yourself, you're being guided to do so. Even if it's just temporarily, okay, however that applies for you. I don't know what that is, what that means, but whatever came to your mind, trust that. Freedom, live wild and free, choose your freedom, claim your independence. Yeah, this is giving me what I just said, right? Choosing yourself. I heard it's how you free yourself. It's by choosing you. It's how you free yourself. So for some of you, you may have felt restriction and had like an uncertainty of how to free yourself energetically, at least, right? From that, or it could be external, from whatever restriction you may be feeling. It all aligns with the energy that I was getting from the beginning. It's just like this buildup, because depending on how long you've been in it, right? There's like, yeah, that feeling of just every single time. It's exhausting. It's more draining each and every time when you get your hopes up and then it just doesn't follow through or doesn't feel consistent. And there's just this longing for you to want to feel free from that heavy energy and all of the feelings and experiences that are attached to that. And you're being guided to choose you in any way, aspect that applies to you, to help ease that feeling of, I heard overwhelmment. I don't even know if that's a word. Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Have you answered your deepest calling? Okay, so to be honest, there's a lot. This is again contrasting. So this is having a purpose and taking the step, and this is feeling like having no purpose and feeling lost. So it's sort of giving me the same thing as, like, there's a lot of contrast, and it's like perfect polarity. I don't know what that means. Perfect polarity. Well, I guess that means like the exact opposite, right? Okay, so now I'm seeing the yin yang with the black and the white. Okay, so you're feeling... Okay, so this is what I saw. I saw like a spin and like a wobble, because there's multiple spins in multiple directions. So there's like these big contrasts in the wobble. But although you don't see it, they're slowly aligning to where they're just going to like mesh. But you can't see that. And it feels like it's throwing you the fuck out of whack. To go from dark, okay, maybe dark, deep contrasts like that. It feels like a big, like a pool. Yeah, like just imagine if you're like on one of the ends of one of these things and it's just like tossing you around. So you may get the aspect of the feelings of feeling purpose and taking actions and feeling hopeful, and then all of a sudden you get pulled all the way to the opposite, and it's just like, what the fuck was that? Whiplash, you know? That's what I'm getting. Have faith. Stay strong, because you're fucking strong, okay? My collective. You're absolutely strong. You've been through some shit. You've been through some shit over and over and over again. You've come through each and every time. Remind yourself that when you feel like in that deep ugliness of it, and it's so easy to forget everything that you've been through and everything that you've overcome and how strong you really are. I heard how much of a bad bitch you really are. Things that you've been through, like, come on now, remember who you are. In those darkest times, and not in the sense that like, oh, it's gonna whip you right back into, you know, feeling hopeful and positive and having the light shine on you again. Not in that sense, but when you feel like you can't find the light. Oh yeah, that's being shown to me quite a few times actually. Look at the glares of light. When you feel like you can't find the light because you're so deep in that darkness, to remember things that you've been through and shit that you've overcome. Replay it to yourself. It's a story that you were telling to yourself about one of your ancestors and things that they've been through and things that they've overcome, and how brave and powerful and full of strength this ancestor was, okay? Like, tell yourself that story and use it as your own guiding light, right? Knowing that this period of stasis is going to align, okay? It is going to align. If you're resonating with what I've said so far, and like I said, these collective messages are intended to be very specific to those who need to hear them. So they may be different. They may all resonate with you. They may, one, and then a few of the ones that I post after won't resonate with you, and then another one will. It's just, like I said, it's meant to more specifically just offer the guidance that it's absolutely necessary at that time, okay? Versus a pick of cards, which can sometimes just be more entertaining. For entertainment purposes, these are really intended to just give you the messages you need, give you that little boost to keep you going another day. Because that's all we can do out here, right? Is keep it going one more day. But yes, remember, it is going to align itself, just like I saw. And all this crazy whiplash and deep polarity and being like flung around, it's gonna recede, and you're gonna have that spring. You're gonna have things bloom, and things will be feeling more free than the tensity that I feel right now, like in my chest from this reading. But yeah, that is what I got for you, loves. I really hope that you found resonance with this reading. I really hope that you understand my being guided towards doing more collective readings for the time being, at least. And I hope that you support me as you can. Let me know in the comments if it did resonate, if and how. And of course, like and subscribe if you haven't. Until we vibe again.